Hi Samyukta.
Hi Srimati.
So, Women's Day is round the corner, and I was thinking it's an important time to understand why a woman's role is very important in personal finance.
Okay, but if there's a family structure where there's, say, a husband and a wife, or a daughter and a father, isn't it enough if just one person is involved in the family's finances? Do you think it's necessary for everybody to be equally involved?
It's okay for one person to be in charge of taking all the decisions, but that doesn't mean that the other partner shouldn't know about what are the things involved in personal finance. It's equally important that the other person is also aware about what's happening, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. So, but women are somewhat involved in certain elements in the household, right? Like, usually you would see the woman is the one who is responsible for sort of taking care of, say, groceries or the budgeting of the household. So, isn't that enough of a contribution?
I feel the women shouldn't limit themselves to taking care of just budget, doing grocery budgeting, or taking care of everyday expenses. There's a lot more involved in personal finance of a family. So it just doesn't stop with expenses, right? She should know how much as a family they are saving, where they are investing, and if the insurance is enough for the family, if they have a health insurance, etc.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And I think another important aspect would be financial goals, right? And whether we want to admit it or not, for a lot of aspirations, there is a financial element involved. For instance, if a family is trying to educate a child abroad, there is definitely a financial element to that aspiration. And so, if these aspirations are there and someone needs to be more involved, how can a woman be part of this entire process?
Yeah. So the definitely tool for this is to start with a financial plan, right? So in a financial plan, you can cover aspects like how much emergency reserve the family should have. And it's important for the women to understand how much the family might need in case there is an emergency, right? And also the most important part of term insurance. If the woman is bringing in income for the family, she should know how much term insurance is required for herself, so that in case of an uncertainty, her dependents don't get affected. And also for her partner, how much term insurance he should hold, right? And also, like you pointed out, financial goals. We should understand how much will it require to educate the kids, how inflation plays a role in everyday goals that we have, and how we should plan for retirement. So as a woman, we should definitely understand that how much we need to save and where we need to invest to reach these goals, and financial plan is definitely a great starting point.
I think you make a very valid point here because both of us are financial planners. And at the ithought plan desk, we've actually worked with a very diverse set of women. So, a few examples that come to my mind are there was a young married couple where the woman was the primary point of contact. She actually initiated the entire exercise because she came to us and she said that, I realized that I barely know anything about finances, and it's about time because I've made this big decision in my life. And one of the interesting things that she wanted to plan for was actually a career transition. So she was in a salaried job, and she said that, I'm doing this, but at some point I feel like I might want to do something else. So she set a timeline of 5 years and she's saving towards that so that she has enough financial comfort to do whatever she wants to do next, even though at the start she was not clear what was going to be that next step. And another interesting case again where with a young married couple where the woman again came forward and said that she wanted to do a plan where she could understand what are the things that she needs to do next. And when she came to us, she was an entrepreneur and she had started very early actually. And within almost say 6 to 8 months of doing the plan, her business had settled down and she was ready to hand it over to someone else where she only had more of an oversight role, and she's now looking to get back into a salaried career. So you see both sides of the transition. And there are a few sensitive cases as well where you might have a divorced parent who is providing for their child's higher education. We've even worked with a widowed mother who's trying to do the same thing. So I think definitely they have seen value addition in financial planning, because through that they've been able to do what's best for their careers, what's best for their families, and what's best for themselves.
True. Financial planning definitely adds value for a family and especially for women to uplift their careers or their aspirations. All of us have an idea in mind which we want to take up big or we want to achieve something in life, right? So, starting towards that goal is really important. And as Women's Day is nearing, women should wake up and they should get started with their financial plans, right?
Yeah, that's very motivational actually. So we'd like to wish everybody a very happy Women's Day. And if you'd like to get a consultation session or do a financial plan with us, please drop us a message. You could watch more of our videos by subscribing to this channel. Thank you.
Thank you.